Jafar Panahi's most recent film, It Was Just an Accident, Grand Prix winner in Cannes and now France's Oscar submission, has been banned in Russia. Well, officially it's not banned because Russia doesn't like to use that word, but it's also not allowed to be screened anywhere. So let's talk about how this happened, what this invisible ban really is, and why this particular film of Panahi suddenly became dangerous. In Russia, films almost never get a direct public ban. Instead, everything goes through one tool, the distribution license. Every film shown publicly needs this license. Cinemas, VOD, Blu-rays, even one-off screenings, all of them. To apply, a distributor must submit the film itself, subtitles or dubbing, stills, a synopsis, contracts with the director, writer, composer, editing sheet, a shot-by-shot breakdown of actions and sound, company registrations documents, music certificates, and even compliance notes. For example, if Facebook or Instagram appears, you must state that Meta is banned as an extremist organization. It is bureaucratic, opaque, and leaves plenty of room for decisions that never need to be explained. On October 1st, the distributor Russian Report announced that the Ministry of Culture refused to issue a distribution license for It Was Just an Accident. They planned a release on October 30. They even prepared a Russian dubbing that you can watch in a trailer. Their hope was simple: banning a Cannes Grand Prix winner and a likely Oscars contender would be too embarrassing, and turns out it was not. When a film can't get a license, there is still one legal loophole: international film festivals. To qualify, a festival must last between 3 and 15 days, show a film no more than 5 times, have awards, include at least 2 foreign jurors, and be officially registered as an international festival. And that registration itself is a bureaucratic ritual where organizer must declare the absence of banned films or films denied distribution license. And such festivals do not need a distribution license, on paper. It Was Just an Accident was scheduled at Message to Man, a respected film festival in St. Petersburg, and it appeared in their program in a section that's called Twin Peaks. And press releases mentioned that everything looked normal. Then, on October 9, the festival suddenly announced, "We tried our best, but the circumstances were stronger." The film disappeared from their website and from the program. Why? Because festivals must submit the entire program, including preview copies, to the Ministry of Culture for approval before the festival starts. And according to rumors in the industry, the festival was warned that screening Panahi might affect their state funding. And in plain language, Russia doesn't need to ban films. The system just needs to threaten the electricity bill. Of course, none of this stops people from watching anything, and piracy in Russia is basically a national sport on multiple levels right now. Just like in Taxi Tehran, where Panahi buys banned films from a street dealer, except in Russia, the dealer is just a pirate website. A Cannes winner and Oscars contender, trust me, the film will be watched, just not in cinemas. So why this film? Why now? Why Panahi, who was never banned in Russia before and was even genuinely adored there? The answer is simple: the subject. Panahi's earlier films mostly explored Iranian social issues, and Russia didn't care. The stories were not about them. But It Was Just an Accident deals directly with power, repression, and a raw confrontation between the oppressed and their oppressors. Suddenly, themes that were once Iranian become much more universal and uncomfortably familiar in Russia. Panahi has been circling this idea for years, and there is a subtle hint in Taxi Tehran, and it becomes much more direct in Where Are You, Jafar Panahi? And if you stop for a moment and you think about it, you can feel this film coming, and it was the inevitable next step. As a result, the film is now restricted in both Iran and Russia, two countries that claim to be culturally distinct, yet use almost identical tools: bureaucracy, opaque committees, moral language, and the quiet threat of cutting funding. They speak different languages, but they share the same instinct, the same fear of images that show power losing control. So what's next? The film and Panahi with it is traveling through festivals with great acclaim. It is France's Oscar submission, and it will bring the same quiet discomfort wherever authoritarian thinking survives. And if your country bans it, well, cinema always finds a way.